Hey, Lauren here. I'm here today because I just published on a blog called Why Your Libido is Better Off the Pill. So I was going to say better off, better off when off the pill. And I would love to get this discussion started basically. It's my feelings about it grow as time goes on, my feelings about hormonal contraceptives and the pill and how they work to not only inhibit women's libidos, women's sexual response, their lubrication, but just in general, how they affect mental health, how hormonal contraceptives affect your gut bacteria, your liver functions. Blah. It's almost as though, like, the more I read, the more I learn, the more I understand about the pill and hormonal contraceptives, the more of the body systems it affects, and we find ourselves putting other things on top when the root cause is if we took away hormonal contraceptives, then we'd be able to see exactly what's going on. So in this blog, you might want to get a cup of tea before you have a read of it. But in this blog, I go through my own story, which I'm happy to share with you now. Essentially, I was 23 years old. I was in a long-term relationship with a man, and I had that classic hormonal acne that went around my mouth and around my chin. And so why wouldn't you go on the pill if you've got hormonal acne and you don't want to fall pregnant and you're in a long-term relationship with a man? It seems like the solution, right? So I gave the pill a go. The acne wasn't getting any better. It was a real pain point for me. I used to put my hand up here all the time. I think sometimes I've still got a habit now of doing that when I don't have the actual acne there anymore. And I tried all different pills, and I just went, one day I looked at the pill packet and I was just like, no more. I threw it in the bin, and I haven't been on hormonal contraceptives since then. So that was when I was 23 years old. And what I see in my practice, I see vast majority of my clients are on hormonal contraceptives. What I honestly witness is this sense of disconnection. When women are on hormonal contraceptives, like the pill, like the IUD, like the injection, like the rod Implanon, all of those ones, it's as though she's lost her compass a bit. She's lost her compass with her career, her relationship. In short, she feels a lot of numbness, and she's spending a lot of time and energy trying to source sensation. That's in and out of the bedroom. And the reason why that is because we actually lose our intuitive powers when we're on hormonal contraceptives. They actually block and limit some of that potential that we've got and prevent us from harnessing the power of our menstrual cycle and what comes through when we are bleeding and when we are ovulating and when we're going through follicular and luteal phases. So when I see her, she's at a loss. It's like, I'm in this job that I thought I wanted and I'm doing well, but it's not really satisfying, and I'm very mechanical, and then I do this on a week and I do this and I do that and I do that, and I've been in this relationship for years and I love them, but I'm not interested in sex. It's just this sense of going through the motions in life. There's nothing wrong with that, because there's safety in living life that way. It's good to harness safety. However, the safety is turning boring and stale. And she's just wondering, where's the rest of me? Like, where's my essence? And should she choose to come off hormonal contraceptives and see what lies underneath, the general report is that she starts to feel more sure of herself. She starts to notice her patterns with her cervical mucus. She starts to feel the peaks of testosterone and estrogen as they occur throughout the cycle. When you're on hormonal contraceptives, you are in no man's land hormonally. Everything just goes to... Basically what they do is you get synthetic estrogen and or progesterone. Synthetic, emphasis on synthetic. They are not the same as the natural hormones that our body produces. And what happens is it basically tricks your brain chemistry so that you don't ovulate. and so that your cervical mucus isn't hospitable to sperm. Now that's good. We want that because, when we don't want to fall pregnant. However, there are other options. We don't have to be on hormonal contraceptives. And part of what I express in my piece of writing today is my sense of frustration that we have these synthetic hormones coursing through our bloodstream every single moment of every single day, except for that, except maybe for that phase where you have a withdrawal bleed. It's not a period, it's called a withdrawal bleed. And men aren't prepared to wear a condom for those short few minutes of sex. That irks me. That feels like mathematics. We are meant to go on these hormonal contraceptives because they're going to liberate us, but what they do is they steal our libido. And that doesn't make sense to me. When you put it that way, they're bloody good at being contraceptives because we don't want to have sex. I'm not satisfied with that. I think hormonal contraceptives are liberating if it does give you a sense of choice, if it reduces the fear of falling pregnant significantly, if you're in a position where you actually have no other option, maybe because of cultural beliefs, yes, they're good. When you have the power of privilege and you have the power of choice and you have the power to inform yourself, I believe that there are other options, namely the fertility awareness method, but above all, knowing your cycle so that you don't experience intercourse when you're most fertile. And in those times you can do outer course and you can bring some variety to your sex life. Seeing women go through the discomfort of being numb, disinterested in sex, in a different relationship with their bodies, because their bodies have changed since they've been on hormonal contraceptives, feeling depressed. I see so many women that are on hormonal contraceptives and depressed at the same time. And I have to wonder, are hormonal contraceptives making you depressed? Are you disconnected from your essence, from your primal yearnings as a woman? It's a big question I have. I don't question depression. Depression is real. It's tangible. It is a major disruptor to our lives that we have treatment options for. I'm just wondering if sometimes the origin is that women go on hormonal contraceptives that make them depressed and then they add an antidepressant to the mix. And then that in itself can create more concerns and difficulties within intimacy and sex and what happens in the bedroom. So it's a big discussion. It's hard for me to bring this up because a lot of women are attached to their hormonal contraceptives and the pill and what it provides with them. I am now very confident in speaking to an audience of women that are willing to look at other options, that are willing to put their spiritual health first, the combination of, I should say, their spiritual health, their mental health, their physical health, and to get these out of your system. They are linked with increased cases of different types of cancers as well, and can affect how we feel stress in our body. The list goes, it's almost like every day I'm reading another side effect. Now, when they release a hormonal contraceptive for men, they canned the study because men felt depressed. So think about what we've been through for the last 60 or 70 years, saying that we feel depressed and disconnected of being on the pill, and it's still being prescribed in similar amounts and we're still taking it up. And why is that okay for us but not okay for men, when we have one egg and they have 300 million sperm per ejaculation, not per month, not per year, per ejaculation. So we're spending so much time protecting the egg when I think that we should be preventing the sperm. My personal take. Condoms are great. I use them, they work, they've got a really good effectiveness, really good level of effectiveness. And I just want you to learn more about your menstrual cycle. It's your superpower. And if you've been on the pill for a while to try and correct what's happened, some of the symptoms of endometriosis, adenomyosis, polycystic ovaries, I just want you to know none of those are actual treatments, unfortunately. They do mask the symptoms and give you much needed respite and relief. But you may find, as some of my friends and clients have found, that the symptoms have actually subsided when you've had a break or you've fallen pregnant and had a baby. So it's just about knowing what options you've got, and options are empowering. Have a read of the blog. I'll put a link to it below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your experiences. Let me know what helps you to feel liberated when it comes to this discussion, and what feels really good for you. If this feels good for you, don't change anything. If it feels, good and it works and it's aligned and it's exactly what you need, please don't change anything. If this conversation has brought questions up for you, and you do have a medical practitioner who's currently prescribing, I suggest that you bring this up with them so that you get tailored advice for you. I'm not a medical practitioner, and I've put disclaimers in the blog to ensure that it's really clear that I'm not telling you what to do. This is very much my point of view on what I've witnessed as a nurse and a sexologist, and now a mum. So we've got to protect our hormones. Our endocrine system is very delicate. And I want you to feel all the power. I want you to feel the power of those juicy sex hormone surges that you definitely don't get when you're on hormonal contraceptives. So time to feel. It's time to wake up. It's time to shake it out. Okay, that's all for me. Let me know how you get on with it.